Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Electric Feel. So in this class, it's really spicy, relatively advanced flow. We'll be building quite a bit of heat and really feeling into all of that buzzy circulation, all that energy that you can feel kind of vibrating, that almost feels sometimes electric with the practice. Today's focus is a lot of side body opening and strength. We'll work on expanding and contracting simultaneously. And all that you'll need for this class is yourself and some place to move. And whenever you're ready, let's get into it. We'll get started from a kneeling position today, unless this is uncomfortable for you, in which case you can find Sukhasana. So bring your knees together and then sit your hips back towards your heels. Take your palms to face up toward the sky and open them really wide so that the whole surface area of your hands can relax and soften. Close your eyes, let your shoulders fall away from your ears, gliding down your back, and start to feel your tailbone reaching down toward the earth as the crown of your head stretches for the sky. Begin to connect to the sensations of breath, taking a full inhalation through your nose to fill all the way up. Expand the breath between your ribs, and then let go of a big sigh out of your mouth. Again, full deep inhalation. Breathe from your low belly, between your ribs, and then all the way to the tops of your lungs. As you exhale, sigh out of your mouth and feel your hands softening even more. Imagine that you're holding two sandbags so that the hands become heavy and receptive. And then seal your lips. Begin to breathe in again through your nose. Exhale through your nose as though you're trying to fog up a mirror, creating an oceanic quality to the breath. Allow this quality of sound to be soothing through your practice and a reminder to really use your full inhalation to stretch through your movements and to use your full exhalation to sink into greater depth. Take a couple more moments here. Notice your body. Notice whatever's coming up sensationally or in the thoughts. And then try to imagine that your brain could settle down more into your body so that the practice is motivated from how it feels rather than anything that you're thinking that it should be. Inside out movements. Blink your eyes open and find your way to tabletop, hands and knees. Paw down through your hands, spread your fingers wide, and then start to make some circles over your wrists, gently revolving the shoulder girdle forward, around, and all the way back. You can keep a little baby micro bend into your elbows and then go the other direction. Press your index finger mounds straight down into the earth and try to spread all your fingers out away from the center of your palms. Come back to neutral and walk your fingers out to face toward the sides of your mat and take little sways side to side here, left and right. We'll be doing quite a bit of work in side planks today, so we want to make sure that the hands and the wrists are feeling really good and open before we begin to move. And finally, spin your fingers back to face towards your thighs or as far back as they'll go without it becoming super uncomfortable. Little sways forward and back. Keep it gentle, opening into the forearms and the fronts of your wrists. Always, always, always using the breath to massage through any kinks or any tightness that you feel. Good. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Plant your palms and start to glide your right toes all the way to the back of the mat. Press the toenails into the earth, take a breath in, and then as you exhale, just lift your leg all the way up so that it's in line with your pelvis. Inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze right hamstring and glute to lift your leg up. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze your belly button to your spine. Take any arching or rounding out of your back here. We're just isolating the back line of the right leg. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out to lift. Last 3, inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Exhale, lift your leg. Now start to make little circles. Draw circles with your right toes. Little baby movements going in one direction. Just for 10, 9, 8. Keep all 5 of your right toenails facing straight to the earth. 3, 2, 1. Circles the other direction for 10. Activate the core. Pull the low belly in and up. 3, 2, 1. Keep your leg lifted. Flex your foot. Breathe in. As you breathe out, hamstring curl. Pull your heel towards your sitting bone about halfway so you're creating a 90-degree angle with the right leg. Inhale to extend. Exhale to squeeze. Imagine that you're moving through honey, like the air is really sticky, so you're creating resistance for yourself even while just using your body weight. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze it in. Last 3. 2, press down into your palms. 1, inhale. Exhale, squeeze, hold in the curl and take little pulses of your right heel straight toward the sky, like your foot is a stamp and you're stamping the ceiling. Squeeze and squeeze. Just 10, 9, 8. Right hip bone stays straight down. 5, 4, 3. Really feel your glute fire. 1, and release. Right knee down to the mat. Take a few cat-cows between sides. Inhale to stretch open your core. Soften the whole front body. Contract the back body. And then as you exhale, contract front body to expand your back body. More space becomes available between all your vertebrae. Inhale for cow. Draw your shoulders down your back to reach your heart more forward. And exhale, cats. Just one more time. Breathe in, lift your heart, reach your eyes for the sky, and breathe out, round in and curl. Neutralize your spine, plug your belly button up toward your spine like it's being kind of suctioned there to create a really flat back. And then stretch your left toes to the back of the mat, pressing the toenails down. Breathe in here. Exhale to lift your leg in line with your torso. Inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really deep, full breaths. Feel the back line of your left leg starting to activate, starting to turn on. 4, 3, soften your face. 2, last one, inhale, exhale, lower, lift, and begin to make little circles, drawing little baby circles with the left toes onto the wall behind you. 10, 9, 8, hips stay square. 6, 5, 4, good. 3, 2, 1, and circles the other way. Really, really squeeze that left glute. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Check in with your core. 2, 1, good. Flex your foot. The leg stays lifted. Breathe in here. Breathe out, curl through your hamstring. The leg creates a 90-degree angle. Inhale to extend. Exhale to squeeze it in. Inhale. Exhale. Now create more resistance for yourself, like you're moving through water. Last 3, 2, one more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl and squeeze. Little pulses to the sky, just 10. 9, really isolate the left glute. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, squeeze, and lower down. Good. Give your hips a little sway from side to side. And then begin to tuck your toes behind you. Hover your knees away from the mat. Breathe in here and breathe out to lift all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Hips reach high for the sky as the spine elongates evenly in 2 directions. Your tailbone is being pulled up and back, and the crown of your head is stretching forward to the top of the mat. And then breathe through the central column of your spine. Every time you inhale, it's like you're pulling the breath up through the lines of arms and legs to the core of your pelvis. And then when you breathe out, really affirm the connection of all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, anchoring you to the earth. Any movements here that you like, take them. Pedal the feet, rock the hips. And try to soften the back of your neck. Notice if you're holding tension there, right at that space where your neck and your head connect. Now, drive down even more energetically through your thumbs, your index fingers, and really see how much you can press your heart back toward your thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, just stay. Breathe in, lift your heels, and then spin both of your heels to face toward the right side of the mat. Drop your right heel down, but keep the left heel lifted. Both knees are deeply bent. And then take a nice, sweet side body stretch here. It's like you're sticking your butt out behind you, but then your heart is kind of reaching a little bit forward to the top of the mat. If it feels okay, you can come up onto the left fingertips, creating even more space into the left side body, and take your gaze under left arm. One more inhale, and exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, both heels swivel now to the left side of the mat. Left heel comes down, left big toe is down, right heel is lifting. Feel as though you're contracting the left ribs and then fan open through your full right side body. Breathe into all of that space. Option to come up to right fingertips if that feels okay. One more big breath. And then find your way back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, look forward to your thumbs. Exhale, slow step forward to the top of your mat. Stay high onto your tiptoes as you come forward through this transition. And then land your feet hips distance apart, right behind the wrists at the top of the mat. Ragdoll Fold. Drape your torso down over your thighs. And try to really let this be a full drape so that you're not doing any work to hold yourself up. You're just allowing the spine to waterfall forward, extending the crown of your head toward the earth. On your next inhale, press into your feet. Take your hands to your hips. Breathe in and come up halfway, keeping length in your spine. Plug your belly button in and up. And then as you exhale, press straight down through your heels and rise all the way up to stand. Take your palms down at your sides. The feet can stay hips distance apart, and just try to feel that your feet are like melting down into the earth beneath you so you get really rooted. And from the strong trunk of your lower body, extend up to the sky through your spine and through the crown of your head. And then just feel as though you're being stretched, pulled evenly in two directions, standing so tall, always infinitely growing. Breathe in, reach your fingertips all the way up to the sky. Lift your gaze to your thumbs as you bring them to touch. As you exhale, reach for the left wrist with the right hand, pick up your left foot and step it off of your mat behind the right. You can roll to the knife edge of left foot if that feels good and create a big side body stretch, arcing up and over toward the right side of your mat. Right ribs contract, left ribs expand. Big breath in. As you breathe out, softly return to center. Step your left foot down, hips distance away from the right. Look up toward your thumbs as your palms touch. Inhale. And exhale, grab for the right wrist with the left hand. Step your right foot off of your mat behind you. Roll to the outer edge of your foot. Press to the left with the right big toe mound, flexing your foot, and then create your side body stretch. Big rainbow arc, like there's a gate that you're lifting your body up and over. One more inhale. Good, and exhale, step the right foot back down to the mat, feet are hips distance apart. Breathe in, look to the sky. Breathe out and dive down, forward fold. On your next inhalation, root your fingertips and stretch your left toes all the way to the back of your mat, standing L. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. If the fingertips are rooted, really try to feel them tractioning back towards your right toes, and notice how this allows you to lengthen out even more through your full spine. And then reach your left toes as far back as they'll go. One more breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee deeply. Step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat and drop your knee. Breathe in, reach for the sky on Janayasana, kneeling warrior. As you breathe out, either right elbow to knee, or you can sprinkle your right fingertips off your mat to the side and take a side body stretch here, lifting up and out of the lines of your waist first, then contract right side body, open the left side body, and allow your pelvis to melt down and forward while continuing to lift your pelvic floor and your low belly, taking pressure off the low back. One more inhale, look up. As you exhale, squeeze your inner thighs together, rise back up through the center, tuck your back toes if they weren't, and then exhale to glide back into an active half splits. Flex your right toes, curl them back toward your shin, glide your hips back so they stack over the left knee. Then squeeze your shoulder blades at the back of your heart, reach forward, bow down. Inhale here. As you exhale, step back forward into your right foot. Lift your left knee away from the earth and reach both arms up to the sky. High crescent lunge. Inhale here. As you exhale, step into the right foot. Root your fingertips. Lift your left leg, standing L. And exhale, fold down. Feet hips distance apart. Breathe into a halfway lift. Breathe out just to fold. If it's difficult for your fingertips to stay rooted in the halfway lift or the standing L, take some blocks under your fingertips for this practice if you have them. Second side, root your left foot, breathe in, sweep your right foot long and back behind you, standing L. Pull back on your fingertips, but reach your heart forward. How long can you grow in all directions? Down through the sole of the left foot, back through your right toes, forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, bend the left knee deeply. Step your right toes all the way to the back of the mat, and then allow your knee to rest. Inhale, fingertips rise, kneeling warrior. As you exhale, either left elbow to your thigh or fingertips off your mat to the side. Allow your pelvis to sink down and forward, but keep lifting the low belly and then stretch over to the left side of your mat. You can untuck your back toes, but if you do so, keep pressing into the toenails. Feel all the opening into the right side body, the psoas, the front of the hip, and through your ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Use your core to press down and rise back up, arms overhead. Tuck your back toes and start to glide your hips back. Flex the left toes, peel them away from the earth, but keep your heel digging down. Then spill your heart forward. Fingertips go back. Breathe in, pull your left heel back toward your right knee, arc your heart forward, and then breathe out, step down into your left foot. Inhale, rise, fingertips all the way up, high crescent lunge. And exhale, land your fingertips to the top of your mat. Press down so much into the left foot that you can reach your right toes up, standing L. Breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, iron out your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Then breathe in, shift forward, shoulders move in front of wrists. Exhale, chaturanga, slow lower for 5. For 4, elbows hug in. For 3, good, control your descent. 2, 1, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Firm your thighs to hover them away from the mat. Press your toenails down. Then draw your shoulders away from your ears, lift up through the crown of your head. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high to the sky. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels, round forward with a hollow core to high plank. Then as you exhale, glide your heels toward the right side of your mat. Stick your butt back, root, right heel and right big toe mound. And then keeping the left heel lifted, see if you can reach your left arm up to a cactus. Pull your shoulder blades together at the back of your heart and lift your gaze to the sky. And stay here, or you can play with stretching the right leg towards straight and maybe float your left toes away from the earth so the leg just hovers above the right. Really squeeze the right side body. The more you squeeze here, the more expansion you can find into the left side body. And for one more breath, try to take the left arm all the way forward over your head. Big inhale, expand. And exhale, root the left palm and the left toes and find your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, wash forward like a wave to high plank. Exhale, swivel both heels to the left side of your mat. Root the whole sole of left foot, left heel, left big toe, left pinky toe. Then cactus the right elbow up to the sky. Right heel stays lifted. Press your left hand and your left foot down and a little bit away from each other. Really squeeze through the left side body and see if maybe you can float your right toes away from the earth, hovering the leg right on top of the left. And then press so much that the left leg can draw towards straight. It's okay if it's not all the way straight. And then reach your right arm all the way forward over your ear, like you're creating a big rainbow with your body. Breathe into all of this space. And breathe out, right hand, right foot back to the mat. Spin your way to downward facing dog. Let's just take a wave through the spine to rinse that through. Inhale, lift your heels, ripple forward, high plank. As you exhale, sink your pelvis down toward the earth. Keep your toes tucked and rise your heart into an upward facing dog with toes tucked. Then as you exhale from the pit of your belly, pull back towards your sacrum to lift your hips. Press down and forward into your palms and glide back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, look forward, lift your heels, bend your knees at the bottom of the exhale. Soft hop forward to the top of your mat, feet hips distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, hands to your hips, rise up halfway long in the spine. Exhale, press straight down from your glutes to your heels to rise your torso up to standing. Palms come down beside you. Breathe in, look up toward the sky, palms to touch overhead. Breathe out, right hand grabs for the left wrist, left toes step off your mat behind you, and then curve through your body. Inhale through center, left foot to the mat, gaze to your thumbs.
And exhale, left hand to right wrist, step right foot off the mat, roll to the outer edge of the foot if that feels good. Hug your inner thighs a little bit together, contract the left waist, expand the right body. Inhale, step down, rise back through center. And exhale, fold forward. Root your fingertips, breathe in and stretch your left toes long and back behind you, standing L. Breathe out, step the left toes to the back of the mat and lower your knee. Inhale, rise your fingertips on Janayasana. As you exhale, side body stretch, right fingertips down, lift up and out of the lines of your waist, and then curve toward the right side of your mat. Gaze inside your elbow crease. One more inhale, feel all the length, all the stretch. And then exhale, use your core, rise back up to center. Tuck your back toes, start to shift your hips back and pull your feet together so much so that the right leg starts to draw towards straight. Squeeze your inner thighs so much that your legs maybe begin to shake, and then reach your heart forward toward the front of your mat, fingertips back. Inhale in your half splits. Exhale, a little different this time. Step back forward into your right foot. Step your left fingertips off your mat to the side. Then breathe into cactus, your right elbow. Pull your shoulder blades together so the left shoulder is kind of wrapping back, and we're revolving from the waistline up, rib cage toward the sky. Stay here, or you can kick the left heel in towards your sitting bone and then make a C with your thumb and your index finger and see if you can hook your toes from the outside. So the thumb wraps around the pinky toe and the index finger wraps around your big toe mound. If that's not available, you can grab a belt or a strap if you have one and hook your foot to pull it in like that. Keep squeezing the midline by drawing the right heel and your left knee a little bit together. And then try to feel like as you breathe, you're breathing from your pelvic floor all the way up to your heart, creating that lifting action, the buoyancy in the torso. And then draw the left heel a little closer towards your sitting bone and soften into the intensity of the stretch that you feel into the front of the left thigh. We'll take 2 more breaths here, big, deep, full ones. Good. Release your back foot if you have it. Tuck your toes, press straight down into both big toe mounds, and rise up to a high crescent lunge. Inhale here. As you exhale, step into your right foot, fingertips down, left toes hover, standing L. And then step down, left foot hips distance away from the right, parallel at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift to iron it out. And exhale, just fold. Inhale, right toes extend long and back behind you, standing L. Exhale, bend the left knee generously and reach your right toes to the back of the mat. Sink your knee. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, left fingertips down beside you. Sink your pelvis, but keep lifting through your core and arc over to the left side of the mat. Maybe the right toes untuck. Just take 1 more breath here. Really enjoy the sensations of opening. Inhale back through center. As you exhale, pull your feet together, tuck your back toes, flex your front toes, and then arc your heart forward, active half splits. Breathe in to reach longer through your spine, and breathe out, step into the left foot, right fingertips step off of your mat, really nice and wide. Then, as you inhale, cactus the left elbow, swivel from your waistline up toward the left side of your mat, and then wrap the back of your heart with your shoulder blades. Really give it like a hug. Stay, or kick the right heel in and create some kind of connection. It's also okay to grab for the foot from the inside if that's feeling more available in your shoulder. Close your eyes and imagine that your heart here is riding a wave. Every time that you breathe in or take an inhale, there's a little swell, a little lift of the heart. And then when you breathe out, just settle into that lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades a bit more. Start to unwind. Tuck your back toes behind you as you release the foot. Then breathe in, press straight down, lift your arms to the sky, high crescent lunge. And exhale, fingertips come down, reach your right toes long and back behind you. Take an inhale in the standing L. And then an exhale to fold, feet parallel, hips distance apart, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, slow lower chaturanga for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. A little different this time. Keep your toes tucked. Inhale, rise your heart, upward facing dog. Press back through your heels. Reach forward through your heart. And then as you exhale, start to lift your hips up to the sky. Swivel them toward the right. Root your right heel and your right big toe. Finding our way back to the side plank, Vasisthasana. Breathe in. Cactus your left elbow toward the sky. Breathe out, press straight down through your right foot and your right hand, and see if you can draw the leg towards straight, floating your left foot. Now, option to stay here, or see if you can drive your left knee up toward your ribs, flex your foot, hook the left toe with your peace fingers, thumb, middle, and index. Then create a little bend back into the right knee, and simultaneously see if you can stretch both legs toward straight. Find a bit of a tug of war between your left toes and your left fingers. And maybe you're wobbling a little bit like I just did. It's okay if there's a bit of instability. Sometimes the stability comes from first a bit of instability. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, carry the left foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Eventually, lift your right heel and take a soft step down, left foot to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Press into the left foot, breathe in, rise, standing L. As you exhale, see if you can float your arms out to the side, finding Warrior 3 with arms extended laterally. Breathe in here. Breathe out, press down, rise all the way up to stand. Hug your right knee up toward your chest and reach your fingertips up to the sky, one-legged Tadasana. As you exhale, find eagle. Thread the right leg on top of the left. Right arm goes under. You can hook right toes behind left calf if it's available. Steady your gaze, find your focus. Settle down. Sink your pelvis toward the earth like your tailbone is an anchor. Press your hands away from your face and lift your fingertips toward the sky. One more breath. Slowly start to unwind and softly step your right foot down beside the left. Take a breath in, reach your arms up to the sky. Right away, breathe out and just fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower for 5, 4, 3. Your whole body is moving as one strong, solid board. 1, keep the toes tucked. Inhale, upward facing dog, arc your heart. Exhale, from the pit of your belly, back through your sacrum. Lift your hips up and then glide them to the left as you anchor the left foot to the earth. Big toe mound is pressing down. Inhale, right arm cactuses up to the sky. As you exhale, press straight down into left foot and left hand and see if you can float your right leg away from the earth. Maybe the left leg draws towards straight. Stay right here. Or you can begin to hug the right knee up toward your rib cage and flex your foot. Bend back into the left knee as you hook your right big toe with your peace fingers. Then press straight down into the earth as you extend your right leg back up to the sky, Vasisthasana. Squeeze the left side body. Couple breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, gaze to your left thumb. Look where you're going to place your foot, then contract your core as you slowly revolve to the top of your mat for 3. For 2, and on 1, step your right foot down intentionally. Root your fingertips forward, breathe in, standing L, press straight down into the right foot. Then hug belly button to spine. Lift your fingertips like an inch away from the mat and then reach your arms out wide to the side like you're a big bird that's gonna take flight. Breathe in here. Breathe out, press down, rise all the way up to stand and draw your left knee in towards your chest. Inhale. Exhale, thread left leg over the right, left elbow under the right. Sink low, eagle. Use this opportunity in this focused balancing pose to come back to your breath. Sometimes in moments of intensity or challenge, we can lose the breath connection. Find big full inhales, big full exhales through your nose. Slowly begin to unravel and step your left foot down beside the right. Take an inhale, float your fingertips up to the sky. As you exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, just bow. One more time like that. Breathe in like you're a balloon that's being inflated with helium. And breathe out. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider to a Malasana stance. Your toes can be turned slightly out. Inhale here, stick your butt back, reach your heart forward. And then exhale, allow your pelvis to melt down between your heels. Take your hands to meet together at heart center and create a press of your elbows into your inner thighs. Breathe up and down your spine. Strong, steady, smooth breaths. Elbow with your right upper arm, your knee, and then step your right fingertips off your mat to the side. Breathe in to lift your left arm straight up. And breathe out to create a bind, maybe circling your arms around to interlace your fingertips on top of the right sitting bone. Keep peeling your left shoulder open and feel your feet digging down into the earth. Undo your bind. Find your way back through center, palms to prayer. Inhale here. And then exhale, elbow your left upper arm to the front of your left knee, fingertips off your mat. And then curl your heart open as you extend right fingertips to the sky. And exhale, create your bind if you're taking one. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Maybe lift your gaze up over the right shoulder. One more breath here. And unwind, release, reach forward with your arms, and then allow your sitting bones to settle all the way down to the earth. Stretch your feet forward to the top of your mat and flex your toes back toward your face. Dig your heels down into the earth and imagine that you're kind of pulling them a little bit back towards your pelvis, and notice how this helps you to really lengthen the spine, especially in the low back area. Hands can come down beside you, and just take a couple breaths here to feel all of the length. Keep energizing your thighs, keep energetically flexing your toes.
Big inhalation. Good. And exhale, take a fold forward. You can reach to grab your shins, your ankles, maybe the outer feet, or you can grab a wrist in front of your feet if you're feeling extra open into the hamstrings. And then let the breath massage through whatever you're feeling. Let it travel through the low back and down the lines of your legs, through the calves, the Achilles tendons, and even spreading into the soles of your feet. Start to make your way back up. Walk your hands in, rise to a neutral spine, and then we'll come up to a seat on the knees. Sitting bones down to your heels. We'll play with a little bit of lifting away from the floor, really activating the core. So take your hands down beside your knees. Really, really think of clawing into your fingertips and pressing the earth away from you. Take a big inhale through your nose. As you exhale, press down, squeeze your inner thighs together. Keep your toenails plugging into the earth, contract your core, and pull your knees toward your chest. We're holding for 5. For 4, keep breathing. For 3, press more. For 2, squeeze belly button to spine. 1, and release, lower down. Take a breath, just sitting on your heels. Inhale and exhale. And go again. Hands down beside you. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale without even thinking about it. Just press down, squeeze your knees toward your chest. Pull your inner thighs together. Hold for 5. For 4. For 3, try to get a little lighter on your toenails. For 2. For 1, and lower all the way back down to the mat. Big inhale here, and an exhale. We'll go one more time, and this time we'll see if we can lift the feet as well, curling into a nice tight ball. So bring your hands down beside you. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press down, lift your knees, press even more. See if you can lift the toes, heels in toward your sitting bones, holding for 5. For 4, press down. 3, curl in. 2, 1, and gently release back down to the mat. Sit to your heels, roll out your wrists a couple of times in each direction. And then take your hands to face up on your thighs. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth, sigh. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And blink your eyes open. Come on down to a seat. The right leg will be your base, and we're gonna thread the left leg up and over. So maybe your knees will come all the way to stack, or maybe not today. Wherever you are, that's okay. Try to keep flexing your toes and root the knife edges of both feet to the mat. And then you can wiggle your hips and adjust as needed so that you can feel your sitting bones rooting down. Couple of options here. You can stay sitting upright, breathing. If you're already feeling quite a lot of intensity, I would recommend staying here. You can even slide a block under your bottom knee for a little bit more support. Or you can begin to fold forward. Or maybe play with taking a side body stretch, since that was the focus of our practice today a little bit. Step your left fingertips off to the side and then reach your right arm all the way up and over by your ear. And you can bend the left elbow, maybe lower it to the mat. And wherever you are, take really full breaths into what you're feeling. Close your eyes. Take a scan to check for tension. And then once you encounter it softly. Melt away one layer and then start going into the next one. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Rise through center if you were in the side body stretch. Other side. The right hand down and the left arm comes all the way up over your ear. If you folded forward or if you were seated upright, just stay on this side with the legs for a few more rounds of breath. We have 3 breaths here. Full inhales and deep exhales. Keep both of your sitting bones anchored. Press down, rise all the way back up. Unthread your legs and switch sides so that the opposite leg is on top. It will be the right leg this time. Find your alignment, wiggle until you feel like you're in a seat that's comfortable for you, but still interesting. So it's a sweet stretch, not a painful one. If you're going for the side body stretch, we'll start with the right hand out to the side, big arc up and over. One more breath on this side. Rise back through center and take it the other way. The left hand comes down, right arm up and over. If you're staying seated or if you folded forward, we have about 4 more rounds of breath. Keep your toes flexed. And rise all the way back up wherever you were. Unthread your legs. Step your feet forward to the top of your mat. And we'll take a few seated cat-cows, hands to the fronts of your shins. Breathe in, widen your knees, lift your heart toward the sky, and stick your butt a little bit back. And then as you exhale, swallow belly to spine, round in, and pull back on your shins to create more space at the back of your heart. Inhale, lift your chest, shoulder blades hug. Exhale, round and curl. One more time, keep your toes energized, flexed. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. As you exhale this time, roll all the way down to lie on your back. Keep your core hollow as you lower slowly for 3, for 2, and 1. Let your head drop, and then bring your arms up and your legs up. So the toes are stacked over the hips and the fingers are stacked over the shoulders. But then let your limbs become really lifeless here. So you're not activating or squeezing or contracting. And then start to just really softly shake everything out. Shake your hands, shake your feet. Let your toes and your fingers be soft and feel them sort of wider. Like you can feel the air between your hands and between your fingers and your toes. And then make your wiggling and your shaking be just a little bit wilder so that it's not symmetric, it doesn't match, it doesn't have to look like anything. And then start to go a little bit faster, like you're kicking your legs and really shaking out your hands. Imagine it's like shaking out a carpet that's full of dust. And so shake even harder, try to get everything out. For 3, for 2, like you're a little kid throwing a tantrum. For 1, and then hover, arms and legs, and just feel all this electric, buzzy energy running through your body. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap the forearms around your shins. Give yourself a big squeeze. Then on your inhale, clench every muscle in your body. Contract your core. Clench your face. Squeeze your arms to your legs and then point your toes. And as you exhale, do the opposite. Let everything expand open and find your way into Shavasana. Final meltdown. Spread your breath through your body and let it search for places that are still wanting to hold on to activation. And once the breath finds those areas of tightness, just let it do its work with your awareness. So it's not like you're trying to fix anything necessarily. You're just sort of watching this organic process of softening as it happens. Let your eyes become so heavy that you feel like they could melt into the back of your skull. Let the front line of your body melt to the back line. And allow yourself this time to really rest and absorb. And begin to deepen your breath so that the next inhale you take is longer than the one before it, spreading all the way up your torso. And let the exhale spread down your arms and down your legs, into the fingers and the toes, and then let the fingers and toes light up like little light bulbs coming back online, glimmering, sparkling. On your next inhalation, electrify your body with a long stretch, toes forward, arms back. Activate the thighs and lengthen your spine. And then roll to fetal pose, resting down on one side with your head to your bicep. Press into your hands and rise up to a seat. Keep your eyes closed if you're able. And then once you arrive in your seat, bring your palms to face up toward the sky. Pelvis is heavy. Spine is light and bright. And just notice how you're feeling. Notice if there's any change from when you began the practice to now in the physical body or in the mental space. And now concentrate all your awareness to the space at the center of the eyebrows, your third eye. And see if you can feel like a subtle swirling of energy there. And then acknowledge the generative effects of your practice, of all of this intentional breath and movement that can create an electricity, a buzzing through your body. Draw your palms to meet at heart center. Take an inhale to lift your heart, lift your spine. And on an exhale, bow your chin towards your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this electric feel practice with me. I hope you're feeling kind of buzzy and ready for whatever you have the rest of the day or the night. If you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel down below. You also have the option to join as a monthly donation member. It's a $5 donation, and it just helps to support me so that I can continue to create free content. I'm so grateful for all of you. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you very soon in another practice. Bye.